So I'm here with Max Wardlaw. He's our specialist in open houses. This man can put on an open house like nothing I've ever seen. Max, it seems like a lot's going on here in the kitchen. What's the purpose of everything you have out here real quick?
So the kitchen's your office. So we target vacant houses when we're doing this, right? So you have two options. You either bring your own table and chairs, which is something that I do if you've got a nice place for that, or you just use the kitchen as your main office and this is where you stay. And the name of the game is let people look and give them the space that they need. Oftentimes I go into open houses and I visit other people's open houses all the time, and the agent is following you around. Well, you never have the opportunity to be comfortable and form your own opinion. So if you tether yourself to the kitchen, invite them in, give them the spiel, and then say, I'm going to cut you loose. I'll be in the kitchen if you need me, or at my table if you need me. This is my office for the day. So I always have my hotspot set up. I've been making appointments, doing role playing, making sure that my clients have everything together, because if I'm going to be here, this is my office.
Clipboards, what are these?
This is probably your biggest secret weapon. So I never ask anybody to sign in.
Y'all get that?
Ever.
Oh, and I love this. Before we get to this, this is also something that happens at open houses all the time. Somebody walks through the door and it's like, hi, I'm George. It's really nice to meet you. How are you? Come on in. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. You, me, let's go. Ready? Follow me. Come on. Yeah. Right? And it's just, it's offensive.
No.
And you haven't gotten permission to do that, by the way. If you're doing an open house, don't attack them. Let them in. Do you remember the one you and I talked about? This was like 3 years ago. Come on in. My name's George. House is vacant. Take a look around, kick the tires, look under the cabinets if you want to, and I'm here to answer any questions. Something simple like that, right?
100%. And really, the key is when you're meeting somebody, 30 seconds, 45 seconds maximum, and then literally tell them you're going to cut them loose.
30 to 45 seconds.
30 to 45 seconds.
Mean? Like time that you're engaged with them?
So the time that you're engaged with them, you welcome them in, you tell them your name.
Right.
So literally, it's something like this. Hey, welcome guys. My name's Max Wardlaw. Welcome to the open house. How'd you find us?
50 signs out in the road.
Awesome. Perfect. So they're still there, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, that's what they're there for. I'm going to give you some of the dirty details of this house, and then we're going to cut you loose. Is that okay?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Perfect. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhouse built in 2008, just over 1,700 square feet. Really nice layout. You've got your own private backyard and a small pool. But otherwise, we just hit the market less than 2 weeks ago, and we're priced at $449. But otherwise, take a peek around. If you have any questions, I'll be right here if you need me.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. At this point, I'm not accosted. I'm not feeling like, oh my God, he's just all on top of me. It's funny because you can't see it, but there's a walkway into the house, and it's a long hallway. If somebody came at you in that hallway, it's very confrontational. You can't actually approach somebody in that hallway, right?
No,
you want to wait for
not
them
at
to
all.
get into here where they're feeling free and not accosted.
I stand right here and I pop down and just say, hey, I'm right here. And just saying, hey, I'm right here, they're going to come to you.
Of course.
Remember, the thing is, you guys, we're doing an open house. So there's no mystery as to why people are here. So all these questions of trying to figure out, why are you here? What's your motivation or whatever? They're entering your domain and you know that they're here to look at a house. It's an open house. So all of those questions are irrelevant at this point. You're just trying to create the relationship.
So I took some video beforehand and we're going to cut that in. I want to talk a little bit about that right now. And what you're noticing, what you're looking at is you're looking at our board with just on the market and recently sold homes. Mm-hmm. And the reason we put this up here, and we have a vacant wall, which we do, where we have actives and we have sold properties, is because we want to be able to showcase them. These, as well as all the other things you've seen in the video, the videos that you're going to get throughout this, where we're keying in on specific boards. They're called honey look boards because they make people go, honey, look, and they stay in the house longer.
Yep.
And that's the goal, right?
100%. So with honey look boards, with setting it up, and I set up the whole house, you guys will see this. The main wall is going to be your actives and solds. And there's two reasons for that. Okay. One, it gives you a chance to give them an authentic story and to learn more about you. So my authentic story,
I want to hear that. Authentic
goes
story.
Something like this. If somebody's over there looking, and I guarantee somebody's going to be like, wow, what a great idea. I've never seen this. And I say, you know what? I actually dragged my husband to 33 different open houses. And by house 7, you're cross-eyed and you have no idea what you're looking at. So this is up there to give you the information you need to determine the value of the house that you're looking at. Because the fact is, if you pick this up and put it 10 miles that way, totally different ball game. And a lot of people are doing this. They're going from house to house to house, neighborhood to neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And they don't all correlate with each other. So one house that might be $400,000 in one neighborhood, the same house could be built in another one and be worth $600,000. So how do you help the consumer figure out what's the value of what you're looking at, the house that you're in right now. That's number one. Number two, I will go show any of those houses. If this house doesn't fit the bill.
Wait a second, you're doing an open house. You can't just go show a house at willy-nilly when you want to, can you?
Heck yeah, I have a sign that says back in 10 minutes.
Oh, so you're actually prepared for that.
Yeah, and all of these houses that I put up, they're all within a 2-mile radius of here.
So you literally, you get somebody, they say, well, we really want to go see this house. You make a phone call, go show them the house right now.
Yeah.
Y'all getting this? This is why open houses are so valuable. Now, let's talk about something else with open houses that I love to cover, and I know you and I talked about this. I'm assuming you just show up the day of the open house, put your signs in, 3 or 4 signs, and that's it. And then you sit in here and you go like, this sucks, I hate it. So how many signs do you put out?
So 50 is the target.
50
signs is the target.
50 signs. Now, you just buy these yourselves? We actually, the truth of the matter is, with GPS Global Partners, we actually have these signs made up. You can order them and they're either delivered to you or you can pick them up.
Yep.
But you put out 50. Does that work?
Oh, heck yeah. That's where most of your people are going to come from. But more importantly, it's not even that it's most people are going to come from there. The buyers that are unrepresented most likely are coming from those open houses. There's 2 places they're coming from. It's either open houses or Zillow. So in the introduction, when you're saying hi, you want to always ask, how did you find us? How did you find us? Because if they either say Zillow or they say the signs, there is a huge chance that they're an unrepresented buyer walking into my open house. So that's my clue number 1.
Right.
And this whole setup is designed, and going back to this, and we never even got to the survey.
I want to talk about these for sure.
Yeah. So this whole open house is designed to capture information from the people that are walking in without them knowing it.
Well, this is a great opportunity right now. Let's take a break for a second and let's go around and have conversations about some of our Honey Look boards. A Honey Look board is a board to cause conversations, to create a conversation, to have a topic to talk about. Tell us about just these 2 Honey Look boards.
Yeah, so these 2 Honey Look boards are some of the most important right now. So these are my newest Honey Look boards that I've added because they are going to give you a direct reflection of what the biggest objections that we have from buyers right now in the market. What are they? They're going to be your mortgage rate and they're going to be the mindset of the market. So everybody right now is so used to crazy low mortgage rates. I've got to over ask, all this kind of stuff. Well, that's not necessarily the market we're in. So the biggest objection right now is we've seen a drop in buyers because the interest rates have gone up. So I went out to answer the question, what were the interest rates from 1971 to now?
You can see them through here. So a chart showing that we're still in a very good rate when you think about the national average over the course of the last 50 years, plus or minus.
Yeah, so right now, the national average since 1971 to October 2022 is 7.76%.
And we're below that.
We never hit that. Yeah. We're at 6.5 now. Even at the height, we were at 7.5. So it's a conversation that you can have with people that's not telling them that they're wrong. It's just suggesting maybe there's a different way to look at this. And then it leads into the conversation of how can we negotiate in this market? It gets you into the nitty gritty and it's a door opener.
Conversations.
Yep.
So let's take a look at another Honey Look board.
Yeah.
Tell us about this particular Honey Look board. This one's exciting.
Yeah, that's actually your most important Honey Look board. This is part of if you're doing a bare bones open house, this is the one you want to bring with you because this is going to be your number 1 conversation starter, hands down.
What do these numbers mean? I see here 2,500 and then 270,000. What is that?
Well, it's taking the amount that you would pay in rent and it's translating that to how much house you would buy. But there's a caveat to this.
This is way over. You're at 9%. We're nowhere near that.
100%.
So this is actually the worst case scenario. If I'm paying $2,500, I could basically afford a $270,000 house.
Yeah. So if somebody's looking at that, and the reason I do 10% down and 9% interest, when a lot of people put 20% down and you can go as low as 3.5% down, and then the interest rates are at 6.5.
This is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, this is a worst case scenario. So I'm always bringing good news when I have a conversation with somebody.
This is a gold mine. This is something we talk about every single Monday. We do a mastermind every single Monday, and it's only about open houses. That's the only thing we cover. If you want to be part of that mastermind, there's a link down below. Feel free to join, and we'll give you the link to join us in the mastermind. This is every Monday. We actually do it 5 days a week. We'd love to have you, but Mondays we focus on open houses, because here's the thing. If you do 20 open houses, 20 weekends of open houses, I can almost guarantee you 20 closings. That's what it said in the thumbnail. You looked at that, you're like, 20 weekends, 20 closings, great, I'm in. We can do that. We've proven it. We have all these tools, and they're available for you. Let's go look at some more honey look boards. So tell me about this wall, Max.
So these are 2 honey looks that I always put by me. So these are either near the kitchen or they're behind the table when I have somebody sitting there, and it's directly behind me because it's 2 very important things targeted to 2 different types of people that are going to come through your open house. The first one, the all MHG agents, which MHG is my team, all agents work with a maximum of 5 clients at any given time because extraordinary service requires extraordinary attention.
Now, working with 5 people at any given time is usually more than most people will actually do. By saying that, though, we're creating exclusivity, and exclusivity is fear of missing out. I want to be part of that.
5 clients at any given time, there's 2 things that are super important here. One, you want to create commonality. So if you're saying, hey, I'm a human being and I can't work with more than 5 people at once, it's not fair to them. It's saying that you're giving them individualized attention and support throughout the process. The second thing that you can always do is, yep, I only work with 5 clients at any given time. And good news, I actually just put 2 clients under contract last week, so I have 2 open spots available. Are you interested in looking for a home?
Now, what I know to be true is when you say that, you say it loud enough so that everybody in the house can hear it. That way it's a competition. Back to the honey look boards.
A lot of people, when I'm teaching them about open houses, they don't really take the time to realize they think that they're either here to sell this house or they're just here to get buyers. Well, you have the opportunity actually at open houses to create relationships with anybody and everybody. And one of those happens to be other agents. It also happens to create, a deeper relationship with the buyers you have. So whatever brokerage that you're with, there's obviously a reason that you're with that brokerage. So why don't you display that out and proud for everyone else to see, whether that's an agent that's coming in with their client that maybe is having a hard time and struggling in this changing market, or maybe it's the client that's sitting there and this is right behind you and they want to know, why am I going to work with this brokerage who I maybe have never heard from before or heard of before? So this is just an opportunity for you to demonstrate that you're not just an individual, you're part of something bigger, and what's the value that's going to be added for that person through who you are working with.
So Max, I want to talk about what I think is really, really important, and that's your schedule. And I'm going to lead you somewhere because I know what you do.
Yep.
So really, as I said before, you just kind of show up for the open house, you put it on, that's it. You put 2 signs out, we know it's 50.
Yep.
You don't really set anything up in the house, although this house is completely decked out and ready to go. Every place I look, there's something for me to engage in. So when people come in, they're going to stay. They're going to be like, oh my God, look at that. That's amazing. What about this? The kitchen, I'm not showing it to you, and you're going to have to come to visit one of Max's open houses to see it. But it's completely staged for this as well.
It keeps people an average of 20 minutes longer in your open house.
Which is the whole purpose of this.
Average.
So you set it up. You don't do anything on Wednesday or really Thursday or Friday. There's no, knocking in the neighborhood doors, nothing like that.
No,
right?
100%. So there's a schedule that I've created, a weekly schedule.
You can find that out, by the way, if you want to join the mastermind on Mondays and listen to what he has to say, because it's always a recap of open houses, what makes them better and better. So you've got a weekly schedule.
I've got a weekly schedule.
I want to stay on point with this because we'll let them figure that out when they join us, when they join you on your calls. But do you door knock?
Oh, absolutely.
But no solicitation. I can't door knock and solicitation. What do you say to the door?
It's not a solicitation.
Of course it is. You're knocking on the door. You're saying, come visit my open house. I'm selling a home.
Well, this house is actually a perfect opportunity because it's on a dead end street. So what does a dead end street not get that a lot of other streets get?
Traffic.
100%.
Yep.
So what if instead of knocking and inviting people to your open house, which is what most agents do, what if you knocked on the door to let them know that you care about the neighborhood that they're in, that you do massive marketing, and there's going to be a bunch more cars here than you're used to this weekend. So I just wanted to give you a heads up so you knew what was happening in your neighborhood. How would you respond to that?
I would actually be grateful. And for the record, that is not soliciting. That's a public service announcement, which allows you to have a conversation about what happened. Now, here's the fun part, and you all pay attention to this. Imagine 25 signs. They're 20 yards apart, each one of them.
Yep.
And a lot of times we'll have a sign spinner. Our lender pays for it. We'll have 25 in that direction. So the same people you've knocked on their door, and they're like, oh my God, that was really cool. They met you. You had an opportunity to meet them. And on Saturday, they've forgotten all about it. They get out to the street. They look at all the signs. They go, what the heck is happening here? Oh my God, this is just crazy. And when they come back in, they stop by the house, and all of a sudden you're having conversations.
And I never invited them to the house. I let my work speak for what I do. I don't tell people what I do.
And when you walk in, it's a completely different environment. Now listen, this is just a teaser. This happens every Monday, every single Monday. We have a mastermind. We actually have a mastermind every day of the week. It's different topics at different times. But our Monday mastermind is just about this. And I'm here to tell me if this is a valid number. If somebody were to give us 20 weekends over the course of a year, could we almost guarantee 20 closings?
Absolutely.
Do they have a package of like all these honey looks? I can't create those.
Yeah, you can.
No, but I don't do that. Do you have?
I already have a template ready for you.
So I can actually just apply them.
Font,
what about
branding.
this? I can't do this. This has got to cost like $17,000.
No, I was going to say though, and everything that you see in here, here's the most important part. Everything that you see in here, I have maybe spent $500 or $600 total. And I can use that for over year on year on year.
3 years now.
I've been 3 years and I'm using the same stuff.
Max, let's talk about the clipboards because that has me asking a question. What's going on with that?
So this is actually a survey. And I told you I never ask anybody to sign in.
Right.
So I've got multiple different ways throughout the open house that I can capture information without me directly asking for it, which is a trigger, by the way, because what happens in every other open house, they get bombarded the moment they walk in the door. So what this survey is designed to do, and I'll show this is super easy. It's 5 simple questions, rate 1 through 5. Rate the neighborhood, rate the curb appeal, rate the floor plan, everything. How many people do you know that don't want to give you their opinion?
Everybody wants to give me your opinion.
100%.
Right.
So what this is this is something active that I hand them at the beginning during my 30-second speech, and I tell them to bring it back to me. I give them a command. All of a sudden, they have something to do during the open house, and they're filling this out, and by design, name, email, phone number, all that's at the bottom of the page. After they're already engaging and thinking about and giving their opinion, you will be shocked how many people just continue filling it out.
So everybody's going to want a copy of this. There's a link down below. You can download it for free. It's yours. Just do that. We'll email it right to you because you need to get this. But honestly, if you want everything we're talking about, join us on the calls on Monday. That's what I would suggest. These masterminds are top level. So what happens? Do they actually bring this back?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
It's also on a half clipboard because when's the last time you've seen a half clipboard?
I've never seen a half clipboard. These are really cute. Look at this.
So nobody's going to run off with this because they're like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Right?
I would take that from my wife. Jackie would love that because they're cute.
Right?
I would.
But anyway, it's super easy. And they fill this out. They fill this back. The other thing that's really important about this, you guys, and this is why the surveys are so important, I never have to remember the feedback to give to the selling agent if I'm not hosting my own open house and I'm selling it, I'm doing it for somebody else. I have everything that I need to give them accurate and robust feedback right here. I have comments, I have ratings, all of that. So I don't have to sit here and rack my brain at the end of the day. What did people like? What didn't they like? I can just go through every group that came through and I know exactly what they said.
And here's the part that catches me the most. On this one, you're going to see there's a place for the name and for the phone number. And I want to give you guys some advice. I'm going to come really close on this one. Do not wait until after the open house to text them and say thank you.
No.
Do it right now. As soon as they leave, as soon as they walk out the door, remember something about them. Like if they have a couple of children, let's say their children are going crazy. Okay, your kids are adorable. I love that energy. Something where you can be, there's a little more connection than just, good afternoon, this is George. Thank you for coming to the open house. It's like, hey, Susan, great meeting you. I know you just left. Have an amazing day. I really enjoyed meeting your children or whatever you want.
I've got one even better for you.
Tell me.
So when you're setting up the open house and nobody's in here, after you're done setting up, record a 30-second video that isn't specific. It's just, hey, this is Max Wardlaw with Magnetic Home Group. I'm so happy you came by the open house at 734 Elwood. It was so great connecting with you. We had such an awesome conversation. Please, if you need anything, this is my direct number. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. And then after that, you can follow it up with a little text of something specific you talked about. But that video takes me 30 seconds. And then literally 20 minutes after people leave, I send that video. No matter what. There are two things that people can never take away from you. One of them, your face.
Yep, 100%.
Unless you have a twin. And the second one is your story. So what you need to think about when you're doing an open house is your mission critical. You need to share your face at least 3 times. They need to see it at least 3 times. And you need to somewhere share your story with them. Whether that's how many open houses I went to before I bought mine, whether that's a honey look that might be about me and my family and what I love to do. You want to share, because the reality is people want to work with people that are like themselves. So if you can create that connection without forcing that connection, you're going to be madly successful.
One of the things that we cover on a weekly basis or over the course of the year, we talk about the disc profile and how you can identify people coming through the door and kind of understand, who they are and really what makes them tick, because people do act differently. Now, this is high level stuff, but it's something that we want to cover because it's going to help you elevate your game. I'm here to challenge everybody that's watching this to do a couple things. First off, please join us on the calls. You're going to get so much for it. The link's down below. You've got a link below for a lot of this stuff, and a lot of this stuff we'll be giving away all the calls. We always do. We want you to have the tools you need. But remember, you can build a business, and what it takes is 5 words: time on task over time. If you'll invest the time, your business will be successful. This is your business. We're going to have to work harder. This year requires more effort. I wanted to take you live into an open house and show you what the potential is. Max, thank you very much for walking us through this. If you're interested in listening to what he has to say, if you're interested in elevating your real estate game, I'm going to strongly challenge you to hit the link down below. By the way, if this is the kind of stuff you want in your daily inbox, hit the subscribe, hit the notify button as well. I would love for you to be a member of my channel. Our goal is to provide you with the most useful information to make you successful. Throw a comment down there. If I don't answer it, Max sure will. And we'd love to see you on our calls on Monday. In fact, we'd love to see you on our calls every day of the week. The link's right down below. Have an amazing day. By the way, go out and tell somebody you love them. Tell them they're important, they matter. And if you do, you're going to make a difference in their life. Thing is, that's the secret of database. That's the secret of the entire world, quite honestly. Come from contribution for other people. My name is George Philbeck. I've sold over 5,000 homes in my career. I've been doing this for over 20 years, which is a lot. He's laughing in the background.
I am laughing in the background.
Bottom line is, though, my mission is to help you be successful in real estate. I hope to see you real soon. Hit subscribe, hit like, and we look forward to talking to you some more. Have a
Take
great
care,
day.
guys.
Well.